becoming a bluestocking upon graduation at 17, and after, as her mother had always told her, men didn't like women who were smarter than they were. And now look where Mamma was. Addie hoped Mr. Hunter could get her out as soon as possible. Imagining Mamma behind bars was completely beyond her. Lady Broughton had been the properest of people for 52 years. Addie thought, even as a child, her mother knew precisely what to do under all circumstances. Instead of a primer, she'd probably learned to read with a Debrett's. As a toddler, she might have known the order of precedence at a dinner party, which fork to use, how to address a duke, which must have come in handy now that Mamma was all grown up and having an affair with one. Addie picked up her own Debrett's and searched the R's. Rufford. There were inches of titles, political appointments and clubs for the man. Along with several far-flung properties, the principal family seat was so far up in Northumberland it was practically in Scotland, and he lived in Maddox Street when in town. She had never met him, had never even heard of him, until her sister, Cecilia, arrived in her pin curls and pyjamas at Compton Chase yesterday morning to tell her their mother had been arrested. It was true that Mamma was a fair shot, even though she was so near-sighted, but then the Duke must have been quite close at hand. It was galling to think her mother was having more success with a man than she was, but then success was moot if the object of her mother's affection was dead. "Tell me what you know about the crime," Addie said to Rupert. According to C, Mamma was found wearing only a blood-stained peignoir in a suite at the Ritz, standing over the body of the dead Duke. To make matters worse, she held a pistol. Her very own, with the Broughton coat of arms engraved on the handle. Addie's father gifted it to her mother on their 25th wedding anniversary, which showed great confidence that he didn't expect her to shoot him. One thing led to another, and Lady Broughton and her gun were carted away by the police. Rupert sat up and sniffed. "Why do you presume I have any of the pertinent facts? It's not as if I had much preparation. I've gone straight from the frying pan into the fire." "Do you know anything at all about Rufford, then?" If Rupert was here, he must make himself useful somehow. "I did meet him a few times. He was a good 30 years older than I, so that would make him somewhere in his 60s. He was a widower twice over, with a child from each union. I knew his daughter Penny better than his son Alistair. And no, before you ask, I did not know her in the biblical sense. She's got a face like, well, I won't insult her. She's a good egg. The poor thing must be mourning. She was very fond of her papa. Not so fond of her older brother, or his wife, Elaine, who's an established beauty, and rather a bitch, if I may say so, without getting struck by lightning." Addie found Penny on the page. "Daughters living. Penelope Ariadne M. Graf Franz von Mehr." "A German?" she asked. That must have made the family's Christmas dinners interesting during the war years. "Austrian. You mustn't mix the two countries up. They may speak the same language, but that's as far as it goes. National pride on both sides. Too much of it, to be frank. Penny and Franz are separated, and the children are here with her. They're hardly children anymore, though. They must be 18 at least." "Sons living. Alistair James Morton, Marquis of Vere. He's the 6th Duke now, I suppose." She didn't know him either, or his wife. "Was Rufford, nice?" "Who? Alistair? Wangled out of the war like a treasonous weasel. He's a complete prat." No, his father. The man must have attracted Addie's mother in some significant way. She'd been true to the memory of her late husband for 5 years. Addie was convinced that, before this secret affair, her mother had never even kissed another man except for Herbert Merrill, Marquis of Broughton. She'd married at 18, and Addie arrived soon after. Her sister C 6 years after that. Alas, there was no son to carry on the marquisate, and Addie's distant cousin Ian's